Tyler Brackey here. I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about our standards-based report card system. We've gotten a little bit of feedback from parents that some of the things in our standards-based system are still sort of confusing to both parents and students, so we thought it would be beneficial to publish a quick video explaining the ins and outs of our standards-based grading. First of all, I have in here the family access to Skyward right on my screen. If you do not have Skyward password or login information, please contact the office and get that so that you can keep up to speed with your child's progress and performance. Within our standards-based system, we don't use the traditional grades of A, B, C, D, and F. Instead, we monitor learning on a 4-point proficiency scale. A 4 means that student has mastered the skill. A 3 means that they're proficient with the skill. A 2 means that they're partially proficient, and a 1 means that they do not meet proficiency. So this would be an example of what your report card would look like if you log into the Family Access at home. I'm going to use math as an example, but science and reading, language arts, and social studies are all set up the same way. Within math, you'll see the categories of ratios and proportions, number system, expressions, equations, geometry, statistics, and work and study skills all listed. Each time my students take an assessment, they are assessed on a specific skill, and that fits one of those categories. For example, in Chapter 1, we assessed on understanding mean and median, which fell under the category of statistics and probability. In Chapter 2, we assessed the skills of decimal operations, which would be adding, multiplying, dividing, and subtracting decimals, and then multiplying and dividing by powers of 10. Each time the students took an assessment, they were given a score on that 4-point scale. So you can see that this student in question on the first chapter, mean and median, scored a 3, which means that they are proficient with the skill. They're at a grade level understanding. They're doing exactly what we need them to do. When we assessed over powers of 10, this student scored a 4, which demonstrated mastery of the concept. They have gone above and beyond in their level of understanding. But then you can see right here that they have scored a 1 in decimal operations. A 1 would indicate that they do not meet the standard and that they need to practice and revisit those skills. You notice that each category has kind of a weighted score. So in the number system, that student would be at a 2, and then in statistics and probability, that student would be at a 3. Up here, they have the overall score for the class. This student would be at a 2 based on their entire body of performance. So even though they have mastered one of the skills, overall they still just haven't demonstrated that they're proficient with all 6th grade skills just yet. The good news is that students are always welcome to retake any assessment, and I'll get to that a little bit later. Some parents were also a little confused as to how the grades work. Some students, for example, might miss 3 questions on a quiz, and they might receive the same exact grade as a student who missed 1 question. So I wanted to take a little bit of time to kind of explain that. Here's an example of one of the quizzes that I'll be giving for Unit 3. Up here at the top, I have for the very first question what I consider to be a Level 1 question. This is just basic fact recall. Which of the following is true about variables? If the student can answer that correctly, that to me shows that they understand a Level 1 question. Some of the ones that follow I would consider to be about a Level 2. Students would be partially proficient if they're able to at least answer these questions right here that ask very basic, what's the operation and what expression shows that operation. Going down here, we've got more Level 3, Level 4 type questions. This one, you have a job that pays $6 for each hour that you work, write an expression that shows this. Now they have to generate that information on their own. So whereas above they had multiple choice questions, options to choose from, and clues, here they have to come up with that information all on their own. That would be a Level 3 question. And then lastly, I have what I would consider a Level 4 question right here. They're given the information, and it requires multiple steps to apply that information to be able to write the expression. So if a student was able to, for example, get this Level 4 question correct, but they maybe made a simple mistake up here, maybe they forgot to check one of the boxes in this Level 1 question, I would still rate them at a level 4 because they've demonstrated mastery of the skill. You do not necessarily need to get all the questions right to earn a 4. You need to demonstrate mastery on the mastery level questions. I mentioned that I would talk a little bit about the retake policy. We are doing a book study as 6th grade teachers about the standards-based grading, and we came across a really, really cool quote. The quote was something along the lines of this: oftentimes test, quiz, and homework grades are viewed as autopsies when they should actually be viewed as physicals. So even if a student isn't performing particularly well, it's not the end of the world. They're still showing up to class. They're still putting in some kind of an effort. We just need to work together as parents and teachers to figure out what the best steps moving forward for that child is going to be. One way that we as 6th grade teachers want to help students is we offer unlimited opportunities to retake materials. In order to do that, kids can simply fill out a request to retake form and show some steps that they've taken to prove that they have relearned or studied or practiced the skill that they didn't get the first time around. I will make sure to attach a copy of the request to retake form to an email and send it out to all of you parents so you have that available to you as well. After watching this video, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, it would be really helpful to us as a 6th grade team if you could email those to us so that we can talk about them, and then we're maybe going to consider putting together some kind of a frequently asked questions document to further give you some information. More details to follow, but again, if you have questions, comments, concerns, please email us or contact us here at the school. Thank you.